Yeah.
I know how I suffer before I got you. Who is teacher? If you don't go to school, you will not die.
Yeah.
Beating, you are not coming to this school again. So I slapped the teacher seriously, and he took me home.
All right, guys, welcome to another time with us on this channel. It's the Great Benin Kingdom podcast once again, and today we're going live on video as well as audio because you know what time it is. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and continue from our series of learning, but today is going to be a different turn, and we're going to talk about some history about the Benin people, how we lived back in the days. And of course, I have my mom here once again to, give us some little feedback, some little insight of how the history was back in the days. Okay, so welcome, Mama.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, Domo. Am I supposed to ask you that? Oh, I can say what year.
Yes.
I feel like it's I know that, but I feel like it's for my younger ones.
No.
It feels like, how are you? No, it looks disrespectful.
Really?
So, yeah, I know, but that's how you guys brought us up. I felt like I know in my head that what year is like, how are you? But
It is.
but it's like not. I never used it to an elder.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I used it to what year?
Yes.
Well, I usually wait for to say the yes.
Oh,
Okay.
that's good.
Lesson learned. Now take me back to where we talked about the Benins, how life was back in the days, like what was farm like, how did you guys, you guys went to farm. I remember one time I was younger and Daddy took us to the farm and we were coming back late. I was like, in my mind, this is dangerous. Why would you be doing this? So imagine those who were living, we came from the city and went to the farm and then walked late and we were coming back and I was feeling unsafe. So I'm like, how did you guys do back then and feel safe living in the farm or close to the farm?
Oh, well, at that time there was no the wickedness that we experience today. It's not there.
It wasn't there.
No, you trust your people, you trust your neighbor.
Yeah.
I could remember back then in 1947 when the eclipse of the sun happened.
Oh.
I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Myself and my junior brother, the only brother I have left on earth now, Samson.
Okay.
My parents, they go to the farm. That's the only thing they know how to do. And then those of us who cannot walk to the farm, you stay at home and tell your neighbor, my kids are at home. Oh. If they are hungry, give them food. Take care of them before we come. So, and it really, those people, they give us gari to drink, give us water, anything they can eat, they give us. And we feel safe. And so we play, they tell us when any stranger, you don't know, they come, they say, follow me, don't follow them. And back then, there's a name they call Bomo Bomo.
Oh, I'd heard about it too.
You heard
as
about
a kid, yeah.
Okay, there are some, they dress like Fulani.
Rap. It's like they're out to kidnap kids. Is it kids?
Yes, they do. Okay. They carry kids sometimes. Those did. But it's not common.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to talk more about the Bomo.
Yeah. Bomo.
Put in the comments, write in the comments and let us know if you were in that time, you ever heard of the word Bomo.
So that was then. when they go to farm, they leave those kids between 4 to 6 years who cannot walk, because to walk from home to the farm is about 2 miles. That was the closest one. You walk there and walk back. And then when you go into that farm, I never knew, nobody know about matches or lighter or, kerosene. No.
Okay.
What we have, because after they come from farm, they take those are the old maids, because we don't really work hard like them. Okay. We only follow them, eat roasted yam and cook vegetable from the farm, cook and eat. That walking to the farm and come back when we were little, that was the hardest job. Sometimes my father have to carry you on his shoulder.
Wow,
and walk. Yes. Wow. So that is if they cannot leave us at home. So what they do, how they get fire to go to farm, or how to get fire to cook.
Oh, yeah. And to light the way, like if you're coming
to farm. I don't know. I grew up to make it. The fire never, go off in your house. Oh. So they save it from day to day throughout the night.
Keep the light on.
Yes.
So maybe because the general public did not know how to light a fire.
How do you get a light?
Yeah, I'm sure rubbing of stones. I'm sure, but you will have to have the right stones. You have to do it.
I don't know how they started it, but I met fire.
So they kept the fire.
So they kept the fire on, and sometimes when you go, you come back from farm late, and then you forget to bring a stick of fire.
Yeah.
Then you go to your neighbor.
Okay.
Neighbor. There's a language we always say, when you don't want. My mother asked me to come and pick some coal or fire from you. You go say, okay. Then you take your broken zinc and a small stick. You pick some coal, really burning coal from where they are cooking.
Yeah, from gas.
From the fire. Then you come home, you make your fire, then you put it in, blow it.
And get your own fire.
Get your own. By the time you finish cooking, you will take one of the stick to the bedroom. My parents always do that.
Yeah.
They don't go to hospital. There was no hospital, no APC or codeine or whatever.
Yeah.
So is that they have fire. Then when they make the fire, a bed. They made a bed from sand. When it becomes hard, they use mat. They make mat by themselves. No mattress, no pillow. Now I wonder how they used to sleep that time without pillow. I can't understand. And then they will lie down,
sleep and feel healthy.
Pull the back, to the fire. Not very hot fire.
Back.
So they will.
They
Maybe a pain in the right rim.
The fire will
the massaging is the healing.
Oh, okay. Because they do that now. They employ that in massage these days. They put hot stones and backs, So that's like
they do that. We don't need rubbing. They turn, then he turn. I always notice at that time my mom used to have corn. Mm-hmm. When seasoning for corn, you buy fresh corn and eat. Mm-hmm. But because we plant and we keep some of the dry one. Mm-hmm. If you keep fresh one, it will not work. Mm-hmm. You take the fresh one, then leave some purposely, so that it get dry. Yeah. And then you cut from that dry one, sun it. When it's really dry, then you come and tie it, put under that little fire. Mm. That is the one you're going to plant next year, March, April.
Wow.
You understand? So, but sometimes I wake up in the night, I see my mother pluck that hard corn. We pull it and roast it, half of it by the fire she's enjoying.
Yeah.
I begin to, I wake up and say, you eating this night? He say, I can't sleep, I just need snack. Is that your snack? He say, yes. And Bokoro is stronger than, yeah. And she had good teeth.
Wow.
So that was everything. I look at them and say, hey, these people, I don't know what is wrong with them.
So you were feeling like that?
Yeah.
You're already Americanized.
No, I was a baby. I don't know. Because and I've never seen somebody seriously sick, rush them to where? No hospital.
But I'm imagine, okay, as a kid, well, I'm imagining, I would think that the kids would just be used to it and see their parents doing it and like, okay, someday I'll be doing that too.
No, I don't eat with them. I don't. Yeah, I have my own room, mud bed too, no pillow.
How big was the houses back then? As in,
You
the
say-
houses, hot or mud?
It's mud.
Mud house.
Yes.
How big were, as in about the size? When you say your own room?
Yes, when they were building, I was among them that
Build the house?
build. Yes, you carry mud, this thing on the head, give people who set it like.
Where do you get the mud from?
They will dig ordinary. You know we have red sand.
sand in Benin, yeah.
They will dig it. There is a season they dig it before September.
Wow.
Then they pour water on it. You dig it. You set it up like a mountain. Cover it. When the rain is over, then you bring it. You dig it out again, and then you march with your leg.
Wow.
And you sing, you dance, you ask your neighbor,
To join.
I want to build. They will come and the only thing you have for them is to cook and give them.
Well, yes.
Yeah, they make a pounded yam or roast yam, give
Stepping
them.
on the mud helps make
When
it
you
strong.
do it, it become like cement.
Oh.
Yeah, all those one, not cement was used at all.
Yeah.
You see,
But I can understand the floor and but how would they do that for the sides? So how would they build the windows, the doors, the frame?
they don't leave it down.
So when the stuff the mud becomes strong,
Yes.
how do they build it to?
They make foundation, then you begin to lay it in. Use your hand to set it.
Like, okay, so they maybe like put just like they make probably wood in between and put the mud in between, just like they do cement.
No, just once it touches the other one, it gone. It's like cement. Benin sand. Did you say Igbe Sama when they break it down? They said
There was mud underneath most of the.
Yes.
They plastered some of those.
yes. So it's all mud.
Wow.
So that's what happened. So sometimes in the morning when you want to go to farm, everybody is still sleeping. You take from that place my mama roast corn last night because they blow it the same way my father because it's an old man.
Yeah.
So he uses fire to sleep in his own room.
Yeah.
My mama used, but only we kids we don't. But any day you are sick, you have fever, they will bring you to, and then you are okay. So you will take firewood from her and begin to blow it until you get to farm so that it doesn't quench.
Yeah. So you don't.
So when you get to farm, you set fire. And then you put wood together, put that fire, blow it, then the fire, then throughout the day, that's how you're going to cook or roast or do everything.
Wow.
So that was the life then.
Wow.
I got to Benin City before I saw what they call it, matches,
Wow.
kerosene.
So where was this village, Okogbo village?
Yes, that was a Kogbo village, Oriomo local government.
So you came to Benin and found matches?
Yes, and then matches and kerosene.
Okay, so everybody had matches or just
No. Well, in Benin City, everybody you have to get your own matches.
Okay. About what time is this now when you moved to Benin?
Around 1948, 49.
About how old? I said, why did you move to Benin?
I went to Benin to not really school because I was in school in that village, and then the teacher beat me up and gave me a mark.
Wow. You see?
And then I was bleeding. I cried home. My father took me down to the school and said, "Where is the teacher?" I said, "That's the teacher." He said, "Slap him." I said, "No." He said, "Slap him. I got you as a child, as my own daughter, after all my teeth move.
Yeah.
I know how I suffered before I got you. Who is teacher? If you don't go to school, you will not die.
Yeah.
Beat him, you are not coming to this school again." So I slapped the teacher seriously, and he took me home. So he said, "Sit down."
Oh my God.
So I sat down. My mates were going to school. That was the only school there. Then when my uncle came and said, "My daughter got a job in Sabogida Ora. Give me any of your children." So I said, "Esther is there." I said, "Yes, I will go." Then I followed my uncle to Benin, the Gobadia. So I followed the senior daughter. That's Fidelia, Dr. Fidelia. So I followed her. I was with her in Sabogida Ora. And then I was not going to school. I was a house helper. I was serving the whole house as a house helper. And then my auntie said, "Go and learn sewing." So I went to learn sewing. I learned for 2 years. I freed, but there was no money from the sewing.
Like an apprentice.
Yes, then I can sew anything.
Okay.
And then
You paid the person to learn? Did you pay
my auntie
paid for you?
just little money.
Okay. But you learned and you became like a helper.
Professional.
How long did you work under that person?
2 years.
Oh, then it's like you are now graduated, you can now start your own business.
Yes. And then there was no money to buy machine because my parents were so poor. And then the people on service said, "We still have opportunities for you. You can still serve us."
With us in labor.
And then one day, I just called my grandmom. I said, "Iye," say, "I want to go to school." She looked at me and laughed. He said, "School at this your age?" I said, "Yes."
Woman, it was strange too.
Then he said, "Go tell your uncle." I went to, "Papa, I want to go to school." That's why I said, "School?" They laugh at me. They said, "Go tell this." So I started singing it around. They say, "You want to go to school? You want to go to school? Can your father pay?" I said, "Whether my father pay or not, I want to go to school." I go look for school by yourself. So I walked down to Apostolic near Igbesama. It's at Igbesama. You know, area street.
Yes.
That junction, there's a school there. That was where I walked down to. I stood there, I was looking at them. They were on the line. They were marching. I forgot the song they were singing. So I watched them. I was so interested. So they entered the class and I walked in the field, went to one of the classes. I saw a teacher. They were just organizing, sitting there. He wanted to start doing, and he saw me standing at the door. "Come here. What do you want?" "I want to go to school." He said, "You want to go to school?" I said, "Yes." "Are you not a student here?" I said, "No, I've never been to school here. I want to go to school." He looked at me. "Where is your house?" I said, "Apostolic Street, that way." "What's your name?" "Esther." "Come with me." He took me to the headmaster's office. This girl came to my class. He said he want to go to school. I don't understand her. Say, "Have you been to school before?" "Some years ago in the village. But I've been a house helper. I've been into sewing institute. I'm out. I want to go to school." He look at me. "Who will pay your school fees?" "I will work." "How are you going to work?" "I know how to do job." They look. He say, 1 + 1. I said 2. 4 + 8. I said 12. When he said, put her in standard 2. Wow. That was how I started. I spent 4 years in elementary school or standard 6.
You didn't ask for money?
No.
Just like that?
They said, sit down. They just took me to class. The teacher gave me one old notebook.
Yeah.
I did the work with them. They waited for me at home. I didn't come. By the time they closed, I came home. I got to school. And did I get uniform? I had to work Saturday and Sunday, get a job. They pay you 2 shillings a day. That time, no naira, na shillings. We were under the British colony.
Yeah.
So that was a struggle. The weekend, I would struggle, go to the job, I would buy my uniform. Sometimes the uniform, when it got torn here, I would go and buy half a year because I was a seamstress. Yeah. I would cut it off, sew new one on top. The bottom will be old. Yeah. About a month later, they did the promotion exam. I did with them. I took 7th. That was how I started school. From that 7th, the second term, first. Until I came out. And then I passed Queen's College. There was no school fee. £30 a year, which is like 30,000 now or 30,000 naira or something. Yeah. But that was why I didn't play with my children. And make sure they go to school. Yeah. Because, I was going to hang myself. Wow. When they drove me from the house, say, I don't want you to come and get pregnant. My mother should come and take me home. We don't need her anymore. So I thought, what is this life? Let me just end it up. And they took me home. In the night, I tied rope on the pear tree behind the house. So my mother, I didn't know she followed me.
That's because of school or?
Oh, yes.
This was before school or after?
After the school, and then nobody could pay the Queen's College there for me. Okay. And then the people I serve all my year, all their children in Queen's College, but naming king and queen. They didn't want to help me because my parents were poor. So I was going to kill myself that night. When my mother said something, she knew I was around. It was about 7 in the evening. It was getting dark. She went round. She didn't know I was up in on top of the tree. She said, hey, please, don't think anything bad. I beg you. If you don't, it's not everybody who go to school that become a better person. You can be okay. Even if you don't go to school, your children might go to school. They may have all the degree you want to have. Then if you just kill yourself or anything happen to you now, all those children, they are gone and you won't get any blessing. And God will hold you responsible. And this somebody who doesn't know God. Church. Mm. So, I beg you, my picking.
Tore. How do you say come down?
Tore.
Tore. Oh, mommy, I'm doing good.
When he talked that one, tears came out of my face. I said, now through this woman talk, even if I don't go to school, if I married somebody with brain, a human being, will get sympathy, I marry, I born, I would take care of I make sure my children go to school. I say, so I jumped down. Okay, since I can't pay for your college, go and learn typing and shorthand. I can afford that.
Why the same thing Daddy did?
I didn't know.
Did you learn that too?
Oh, yes. I work with it.
So the two of you did that?
Yeah, we didn't know until... So that was what I was going to do in the police, this thing. I wanted to work in the police force. Police said I should bring 12,000 naira. before they can allow me join.
It's like bribe your way.
Bribe. Without bribe, you can't go in.
I remember that from history, Benin had export like trade power. Like they had, I think it was some crops that the white men were interested in our, is it oil or?
And cocoa.
Cocoa.
Cocoa was in the west.
Mm.
We still have it up to today. They don't pay good attention to it. Yeah.
My grandmother
Yes.
was interested in the backyard cocoa.
Mm.
I grew up to make cocoa in that area. Up to Oza. Yes. You see cocoa. My parents, they planted cocoa and rubber trees.
Okay.
And then we used to tap rubber. Then we make it lumps. Many rubber companies like Nagro and all of them, which I deal with when I grew up. So we have a rubber. I tap rubber when I was looking for money.
Yeah. What about palm fruit? What's it called now? The one with the seeds?
That's a palm nut.
Is it palm nut?
Yes.
The one for banga soup. Yeah, banga. Yes, banga. Yes.
Palm nut.
Okay. How did we have that as a trade? Was it?
No, it was. I don't know. We didn't even have enough strength to produce for anybody to buy. It's only the NIFO.
Okay. For palm oil.
For palm oil. That's a company. That's where Indonesia took from. And their own now cover the whole world. Nigeria couldn't.
What do you mean they took from there?
They came to NIFO and took
Samples.
to go and plant.
Over in Indonesia.
Yes. Wow. And then those are the ones we buy from this Ghanaian store now. Yeah. All those palm oil we are using is from he said that Indonesia, but what do you call the other people? Ghana. Up to now, Ghana still do their own. It's still better than Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nigeria didn't. We had the best in Africa before. Yeah. They kill it down, kill and bury.
But NIFO is still open now.
It's still there, but
they tried to do some research and stuff like that.
But they were good in research, but
the palm wine was good,
the best.
But they could not market it. There was no. It was like friends and family. It was not in stores, and people liked it.
I see some here in Ghanaian store. It's not as good as NIFO.
Again, not anymore. What about stash? Because I remember we talked sometime. You said back then whether stash or banga was like considered for poor people.
Yes, no.
It was banga.
Yes, and even stash. They said it's the Portuguese who brought cassava to Africa.
To Africa.
See, because they know the thing is killing people. That's why they brought it. God turned it to be a blessing to. Yes, we make farm for yam. Beans, rice. Yeah. The beans we produce from our farm, I've never tasted any beans as sweet, as good as it was then.
Beans alone can be a healthy food even if that's the only thing you can have.
Okay, and vegetables. When you are coming from farm, you get your vegetable, your pepper, your everything, you prepare it. And then maybe my father's trap will catch an antelope and
that's another discussion. They said trap for animals. Oh my God, I remember. As kids we try, Peter especially, we try to practice some of those things, like when you see an animal hole, you set a trap close to it so that when it comes out, oh my God, grasshopper, right?
Yeah.
It was the major thing, okay.
Yeah. They eat our rice, so my father said trap inside. We catch them and we eat it. We can hardly buy no fish at that time. It's the robots who stay close to our river. Yeah. They catch all the fish for their own living.
I think you said the robots were more into the banga.
Yes, they match the banga to like we match sand.
Okay.
And then we do it in a little way. When the men, they go up to court, we cover it for about 7 days. Then you break it so that the seed will come out. When the seed come out, 3 days before you start cooking. When you cook, we beat, you do it, we have big mortar for pounded yam back home. That's the one we use. They do a big one purposely for the banga. You match it until it's smooth like what do you call it, cotton wool. So then you filter it. When you filter it, you remove the skin, the shaft. Then you remove the seed. Then you remove the water, the liquid you mix from it. Put it in a pot. You cook. Sometimes it foam out. Then when it's really done, the real palm oil will be on top.
What do you mean done now? Like
it's like cooking soup.
To completion, how would you know? Okay.
We know because when it boils, you will see the oil coming out of it until it, really comes out very well. Then you get there's a filter or a plate or something. Then we don't have plate, calabash.
Oh, calabash.
It's called calabash.
Okay.
And then you filter it, put it in a big pot, and then you see the red palm oil like a gemelium.
Wow.
Then after you remove the oil, the thick waste dirty thing, then we dig ground, pour that in. The water will sink to the ground. No, it was. I don't know. We didn't even have enough strength to produce for anybody to buy. It's only the knife.
Okay. For palm oil.
For palm oil. That's a company. That's where Indonesia took from, and their own now cover the whole world. Nigeria couldn't.
What do you mean they took from them?
They came to NIFO and took samples to go and plant over there. Yes. Wow. And then those are the ones we buy from this Ghanaian store now. All those palm oil we are using is from he said that Indonesia, but what do you call the other people? Ghanaian. Up till now, Ghanaian still do their own. It's still better than Nigeria. Nigeria we had the best in Africa before. They kill it down, kill and bury.
But NIFO is still open now.
It's still there, but
they tried to do some research and stuff like
that. They were good in research, but
the palm wine was
the best.
But they could not market it. There was no. Friends and family it was not in stores, and people liked it.
I see some here in the Ghanaian store. It's not as good as NIFO.
Again, not anymore. Wow.
So that was that. There's no serious business that Nigeria will,
Maybe because I'll find out because I know back then when the white men came, there was. The Portuguese were doing business with the Benin, so there must be something about our fruit or our crop that
they like.
That we had to export. You understand? What about stash?
Stash?
Because I remember we talked sometime. You said back then with that stash of banga was like considered for poor people.
Yes, no.
It was banga.
Yes, and even stash. I know when Gary stash came, I think some people, they said it's the Portuguese who brought cassava to Africa. And then, like your brother always say, because they know the thing is killing people. That's why they brought it. God turned it to be a blessing to, yes. So that is that. But cassava, palm nut. my mom used to prepare it because we make farm for yam, beans, rice.
Yeah.
The beans we produce from our farm, I've never tasted any beans as sweet, as good as it was then.
Beans alone can be a healthy food even if that's the only thing you can have.
Okay,
So,
and vegetables.
see, those are
When you are coming from farm, you get your vegetable, your pepper, your everything, you prepare it. And then maybe my father's trap, we catch an antelope and
that's another.
then we don't know anything. Oh yes,
Oh my God,
and they use a gun.
I
They
remember
shoot.
we try, Peter especially, we try to practice some of those things. Like
Okay.
when you see an animal hole, you set the trap close
Yeah,
so that when
yeah.
it comes out, oh my God.
And then
Grasshopper, right?
yeah,
Was
because
the major thing.
yeah, they eat our rice. So my father set trap inside. We catch them and we eat it. You know, we can hardly buy no fish at that time. It's the robots who stay close to our river.
Yeah.
They catch all the fish for their own living.
I think you remember, you said the robots were more into the banga.
Yes, they match the banga to like we match sand.
Okay.
And then we do it in a little way. When the men, they go up to court, we cover it for about 7 days. Then you break it so that the seed will come out. When the seed come out, 3 days before you start cooking. When you cook, we beat, you do it, we have big mortar for pounded yam back home. That's the one we use. They do a big one purposely for the banga. You match it until it's smooth, like what they call it, cotton wool. So then you filter it. When you filter it, you remove the skin, the shaft. Then you remove the seed. Then you remove the water, the liquid you mix from it, put it in a pot. It cook, sometimes it foam out. Then when it's really done, the real palm oil will be on top.
What do you mean done now? Like
it's like cooking soup.
To completion, how would you know? Okay.
We know because when it boils, you will see the oil running, coming out of it until it, really comes out very well. Then you get there's a filter or a plate or something. Then we don't have plate, calabash.
Oh, calabash.
You can't call calabash.
Okay.
And then you filter it, put it in a big pot. And then you see the red palm oil like ajimeleon.
Wow.
Then after you remove the oil, the thick waste or dirty thing, then we dig ground, pour that in. The water will sink to the ground. The thickness of that waste will remain like cake, like butter.
Yeah.
We pack that one.
Really?
Yes. Then you pack that one. Then plantation. When you cut manga, there's when you remove all the seed, there's that bony something.
Yeah.
You dry it. The dry plantain yam. We don't. You peel yam, the skin.
Yeah.
Everything you go burn them for fire. You put them in a big pot. It will burn to ashes with all those waste of the bag. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Then you burn them together. You put that waste, this thing we throw. Then you put them in a flat, this thing like doing fried rice in the church, that big bowl. You put it there. Then you come boil. Then the thick oil waste that oil you remove on top, you put it in another pot, you will boil that oil a little bit. Some dirty something will still remain. You will remove filter the real oil away. So when you burn, after you cook that thing, then the waste of that's the second waste of it.
Yeah.
You put it on and it will flow up. That's the native soap we use. People die for it now. It make your skin. That's the Yoruba soap.
Oh, so now people react to it?
It's very good.
No, what do you mean that people died? Oh, you mean they are...
They are anxious to.
Mommy.
No. They love it. That's
They're dying to have it. Okay. Let's wrap it for today.
Okay.
So I will continue with Victor Waifu in another episode because I remember you liked their song and all that. So his song and all that. So that will be something we will talk about next time. Okay. We are going to do it right away. We are going to talk about it right away, but you will see it in another video. I don't want it to be too long. Okay. So thank you guys for listening and watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, Mama.
Thank you.